Hi, my name is Duane.
My name is Lou.
We play in a band called Socratic.
And this is Project Greenroom.
Lately I don't get enough sleep. The bags by my eyes can carry my groceries.
You guys have a new record coming out soon. How do you guys feel about that?
It's awesome.
Feels great.
It took us, I guess, a little over 2 years, Not really to write it, but just to record it all and, just get everything recorded and mixed. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's like a release, like we haven't really felt not like anything good from it, but, just to finally hear some feedback, because I know we've been going, like, back and forth with us about how we think it sounds and what, or what it should sound like, but really no one's actually really heard it, like, at all, which is probably a good thing, like, when it comes out.
Yeah, we probably started with about, 20 some odd songs, and I think 14 are going to be on the record, right?
14.
So, pretty decent amount of songs,
13,
which
14.
is cool.
How'd you decide what songs you wanted on the record?
Whichever one sounded the best.
Yeah, we had like a bunch of demos, and certain people like certain songs, and kind of just came to the point where we actually had to spend the money to record them, you know what I mean? So we really had to kind of focus on what songs we thought would be the best for the record, because obviously we're going to spend time to arrange them with the band and record them. So a lot of the songs, there's not one song on the record that one person didn't want on the record or something. I think we all came to an understanding of
Definitely.
the 13, 14 songs that we wanted on it.
How does the new record differ from anything else you've released?
There's a few different musicians on it, which is the first thing. We recorded them all in kind of different periods of time. We would do a batch of 5, and then do another batch of 5 a few months later, and we kind of progress that way. Sometimes with, for example, Tom in the band, he plays guitar on the record, he plays drums on the record. Another friend of ours, Mike, he plays drums in some of the songs. Another friend of ours, Ryan, plays some drums. We basically have different people playing on different songs, which is cool. We never really did that before. I don't know if it's going to come out where you can actually hear it. I don't know if people are really going to know. But that was a first, so that was cool. A lot of people, giving in their feedback that we usually wouldn't have listened to before. We just started listening to everybody.
Got some horns on one song, which we've never done before.
Sure.
And I saw, like Lou was saying, the recording is a little bit different because the other records, we pretty much wrote those songs in a chunk and then went, bands go, usually, write the songs in a chunk and then you go to the studio for a month and just kind of, bang them all out that way. But this time we kind of almost did them in little eras of, like you were saying, we did maybe 3 songs in a group and then we kind of wrote the other songs and then did them in the group. So I think the record, also, even just mixing wise, a couple of songs are mixed by different people.
Yeah.
So they're kind of, they're not even just from the same recording, time.
They're not from the same time at all, which is cool. I think that's very unique. We have a lot of different sounds on the record too that we haven't really used before, a bunch of different strings and organs. Things like that we always talked about wanting to do, and we never actually got to do it until now, which is cool. And no one really told us when to stop, since we were kind of doing everything ourselves, so it got kind of insane. And eventually you just have to regroup and be like, alright,
yeah, we're done.
We're not going to add any more, that's it, the record's done.
Yeah, it's been going on forever, just being this chord is,
when
not
no one,
completely right, or,
when no one tells you when to stop, it gets kind of crazy. But that's what makes it unique.
So the room we're in right now is actually going to be your artwork and also in your music video coming up.
Yes.
How was this decided?
We were kind of playing around with a bunch of different ideas of what we wanted the artwork. We had one we shot in my house is the garden, but after listening we were trying to put visuals to what the songs kind of sounded like, and we just kind of realized that there's so many different kinds of moods and places almost where you kind of go in the record. It was hard to just pinpoint it into one visual thing. So we thought the room's not done yet. This is only one little corner of we're gonna have a really kind of abstract room, but kind of we were thinking of just taking things that are in the record that are being talked about and stuff and putting them into some sort of realistic place instead of either doing, which we've done before. We did the cartoons, we did the you know, the computerized kind of, you know, Spread the Rumors was kind of like a computerized,
Tabloid
you
kind
know
of
what I
thing.
mean? So I think we really just wanted to put out a real, you know, a real photo, a real, you know, something that's actually there.
Mhm.
So
What you were
it's made up.
saying too, where there were so many different moods and so many different feelings on the record. That's why it was actually really hard to come up with a name for the record, because there wasn't just like a titled track. There wasn't just one kind of vibe. It's all over the place. So that's why we kind of decided on we're just gonna call it Socratic. We're not gonna try to, you know, put a title on it.
Yeah,
because-
which is weird because it's kind of like some of the heaviest things that we've ever done, and then it's like
Mhm.
some of like the lightest,
Lightest
like
stuff
weird
we've ever
kind of like pop. Even though, you know, some of it's actually completely not pop. Spread the Rumors was very like pop oriented. Some of it's really even, I think, even more pop than that. And then some of it is
some
just
more theatrical than Lunch for the Sky.
yeah. So
So
should be
all
pretty
over the
cool.
place.
What do you think is the heaviest track on the album?
Heavy, I guess. I guess the Flowers in the song called "Flowers in the Garden" is pretty heavy. It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's minor, you know. It's not major. It's minor. It's pretty. It's and
For those musicians.
like Lou was saying before, that's a song that's more of, you know, would be on like a Lunch for the Sky. If you know, if people know our catalog, it's very operatic.
Yeah.
It kind of just keeps going. But then
There's
also
a
there's
song called Sister. Right?
This is pretty heavy. There's a
Yeah.
Save Yourself. There's a bunch of really heavy songs on it.
Mm-hmm.
Even a song "Kids Got It Bad," it's kind of like, it's like, well, Famous for Nothing it's called actually now. But yeah, it's like both. It's really like elementary and like kiddie at certain parts, and then all of a sudden it just gets like really heavy and loud.
So you guys are playing Maxwell's on the 14th of January.
Yes, that's our celebration. Record's finally done. Come party.
Do you have any surprises planned for it, or is that still up in the air?
Surprises. I haven't even really thought of surprises. Maybe we can come up with some surprises.
I guess nothing we thought about. Yeah, but
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
now
though.
we
Maybe
do
we
that. Now
maybe
we-
we will now.
Oh.
yeah, now you can think about it.
Yeah.
Huh.
So now in order to find out what they might be, you actually have to come to the show.
It's
There you
true.
go. To find out what the surprises will be, please come to the show.
or any if there is. But yeah, our friends, the Ugly Club we're gonna play, and Day at the Fair, which is a band that I used to be on, you know, the whole drive-through era of things. So we thought it'd be cool to put them on, and yeah, it should be good.
It's gonna be a good
Should be a
time.
fun night.
Definitely.
How was Maxwell's decided as a venue to host it?
Well, we love Maxwell's. I mean, we try not to play Maxwell's too often, but when we think of a good place to play around our area, especially when it comes to Hoboken or the city, I mean, we love Maxwell. Maxwell's always been good to us. It's a very cool vibe, very nice restaurant, and then you walk through the doors and it's just like a little rock and roll room.
Yeah,
Maxwell's
it even comes
always
down
great.
to, weirdly, in the last like couple of years of places even to play. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, like actually cool places to play that are even in New Jersey anymore.
Yeah.
They're all like closed down. I feel like.
If you've never been to Maxwell's, come to Maxwell's. Cool place. They've always been good to us.
So the music video. Do you have any ideas when that will be released, or any visions as far as it goes?
The plan is to have it out right before our record release, definitely. I'd love for people to check something out before
Yeah,
our
hopefully
record's released.
by
We're filming,
like January
we're filming it
1st,
right now,
but
so as soon as it's done, it'll be out there.
mhm.
Promise.
Yeah, we're hoping by the end of December it should be, hoping. But if not, probably like the first week of January, it should definitely be out.
So think of it as a late Christmas gift,
Yes.
if anything.
Yep.
Maybe we'll release it on Christmas.
Maybe. If it's done. But yeah, it should be.
It'll be cool.
It should be right after Christmas,
Mhm.
definitely.
What does Socratic have planned for the new year?
Pretty much. I mean, we're gonna put out the record. This is even the first time ever even in my life that I've ever even put out a record, like, you know, by ourselves, like literally. So I mean, we're gonna put it online. We're gonna press some CDs and
Some limited edition vinyls, and we'll have some
yeah,
cool
a
stuff
couple
out there.
records. And
I personally just want to get some feedback. I'd love, because like Duane touched on it before, no one's really heard what we've been doing for 2 years. So I'm kind of very anxious to hear some feedback and some reactions. Do people like it? Do they not like it? I don't know at this point. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I like it. I hope other people like it.
and yeah, hopefully if anything, maybe
It might suck.
a booking agent or some other people that want to help us out if they like the record would be great. If not, I mean, I think we're gonna sell it ourselves and obviously keep playing throughout the year and see what happens.
Are you guys looking to be signed to another label?
It all depends on what's going on, I guess. I
If
think
they're
there's a lot of things you can do nowadays without a label.
But if they're gonna help us out and they're gonna, it's more of like the thing of, you know, like touring, like, you know, like if we can get on a label and then, you know, if we get other things because of that, say booking agents through the label and stuff, like I'm down with that.
There's a lot of things nowadays that you can do without a label, just
Yeah.
with technology being the way it is. If you have the drive, you can do a lot yourself now. I feel like it's very obvious compared to how it used to be. But yeah, I guess it just depends on the situation.
Yeah, it's like one of the booking agents.
Not against
Yeah.
anything.
If you can get out in front of more people and you own your own music, it's just, you know what I mean, it's just more, you know, that you're gonna get. But I feel like that's like the hardest part is to actually get, you know, on those decent tours and, you know, do that aspect of being in the band. So.
That was always the hardest thing, just the connections, just networking, you know.
Yep.
I drink wine just to feel